Hi kids, welcome to our fourth video on rhythmic analysis. In this video, we're going to dial it back a bit and start from the basics. And before we go into our actual assignment here, I'm going to go over just basic things here as a review. Here we have our rhythm breakdown of the various notes and rests and their values. As you can see, like we went over, notes are broken down into two separate categories. Notes and rests are broken down into two separate categories: sound and silence. Sound being the notes and silence being the rest. We're going to go over the notes first. As you can see, the beats would be equal for notes and their silent partners, the same values for those rests. Okay, so for example, you have a whole note here, all right, worth 4 beats of sound, and then you have its counterpart here, a whole rest, which is worth 4 beats of silence. Okay, half note, 2 beats of sound. Half rest, 2 beats of silence. Quarter note, 1 beat of sound, excuse me. And its counterpart, quarter rest, 1 beat of silence. Eighth note, half a beat of sound, and its counterpart, half rest, half a beat of silence. Okay? All right, so this page will be available to you in the Classroom Drive folder if you want to reference it, if you need help with or remembering what note is valued at what note, or rest has what value. It will be there under in the rhythm folder for you. Okay, now I'm going to pull up a fresh piece of paper here, and we're going to proceed with our rhythm analysis for this video. Now, if you notice, it's not like the last three, which come out of a different workbook that we are working with, and those are slightly more advanced than this. I figured some of us were having trouble based on the responses that I was receiving back, and so I wanted to dial it back a bit so that everybody can get a refresher course on how to do more basic rhythm. Okay, all the other thing, what we're going to do here is the assignment is 1 through 4. So examples 1, 2, 3, 4, which is what I want you to do. Okay, you're to do all 4 measures for each, and this is a 4-bar example sheet, not an 8-bar like the last 3. So I want these complete. Number 2, all these 4 measures complete. Number 3, so number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Okay, now just for today's example, I'm going to help you with number 1. I am not going to do this entire assignment for you. That defeats the purpose of learning and doing the work. So I am going to rewrite it, because I know some of you are saying, Mr. Span, I'm having trouble rewriting it. I don't understand. So I'm going to rewrite it here. So I'm just going to write my title really quickly. For bar, and bar is just another name for measure. So whenever you hear the word bar or measure, it basically means it is the same thing. Excuse me. 4 bar rhythm examples. Put a little line under it. And then for this video, I'm only rewriting number 1. It is on you to rewrite 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I know a lot of folks don't have printers, so we're going to do it this way. It is not as hard as you think. So I'm going to rewrite number 1 here. Okay, now first and foremost, the first thing I write next to this number 1 as an example, we always first and foremost rewrite our time signature. 4/4. 4/4 means 4 beats in a measure, 4 beats in each measure, and every quarter note gets 1 beat. So there are a total of 4 beats in this measure, 4 beats in this measure, 4 beats in this measure, and 4 beats in this measure. Okay, so we'll go over that a little bit later, but right now I'm going to write in my measures. I'm going to make sure it's nice and even. I always start with a line in the middle of the page. That's way I know it's going to be even. And then divide each one of those sides up in half themselves in the middle here and in the middle here. So it looks like that. See how nice and even that is? All right. Now, just going to take a moment, and then once I have my time signatures, and then all of my measures. I'm sorry, I gotta write an end line here. Once I have those, I have my 4 measures, and then I can start populating those measures with rhythm. Okay, so I'm gonna do the first one here, which is quarter note, quarter note, quarter rest, quarter note. All right. So I'll write the oval of the quarter note here, and then I stem it down on the right side. Do the same one again. All right. You want it to look nice and neat. Okay. Then I'm moving on. I got my half note. Half note, quarter note, quarter rest. Half note, quarter note, quarter rest. And then you have quarter note, quarter rest, half note. The stem's a little bit sloppy, but I'll keep it. And then whole note. Oval, no stem. All right, so let's look at this. It's number 1. Is it the same? It is. Okay, now, once you have rewritten, what I would do is rewrite all 4 before I do the analysis. Make sure you give enough space. See how there's enough space in between each one so that you can write in your numbering underneath, because when you do your analysis, you're going to need the space to write in your numbers. Okay, so we're just going to do number 1 together. All right, so I'm going to start with the first measure of number 1. This is a quarter note. It is first in the measure. one beat. It's on the first beat of the measure, beat 1. Then you have another quarter note. Comes in on beat 2. I'm writing these C's, and that means 1 full count. So the full beat of 1, the full beat of 2. This is a quarter note, quarter rest. The full beat of 3, and then this last quarter note here. Full count of 4. Okay, now I have a half note here. Half note is worth 2 beats. So I'm going to write the full count of 1 and the full count of 2 right underneath that. Okay, there, it's first in the measure, so it always take whatever's first in the measure. You're going in order by count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's first in the measure. All right. Now, next we have a quarter rest. I'm sorry, I'm getting frazzled. Quarter note. Quarter note. Full count of 3. Okay, and we have a quarter rest here. Takes up the full count of 4. All right. We have a quarter note on 1. Next is the quarter rest in line. Full count, that's one beat, 1 beat. This gets 2 beats. All right, 2 beats. The last 2 beats of the measure, 3. And 4. Okay, see how I did that? So we'll go back and clap it, and you'll see how that works. Okay, and last but not least, we have a whole rest, which is worth 4 beats of sound. It gets 1, 2, 3, and 4. All 4 counts of the measure. All right, see how that goes? Now, once I have it, I can go back and I can clap it. I can't hold this phone and clap for you at the same time, so I'm going to tap it out with the eraser on my pencil. So just so you know what I'm clapping at what time, if I hold it down like this, that means I'm just down on the desk. That means I'm holding a note. So for example, 1, 2, that's a half note. 1, 2. If I have a rest, it's going to be up in the air like that. Okay. So we're going to be counting in eighth notes. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 I kind of slowed down the time in certain spots just so you could, just to emphasize a few things. I'm gonna do it in time this time. 1, 2, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Sorry, do that again. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and holding this phone. It is not an easy task to hold this phone and try to count and tap this pencil at the same time. I'm not that coordinated. All right, so I'll try to hold this back. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. See how I did that? I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay? All right. So I want you to do that for this one. You rewrite this one. I will not accept any assignments that are missing number 1. Just because we did it here in this video doesn't mean I don't want you to do it at home. Okay? So do number 1, do the same for number 2, all of number 2, all of number 3, and all of number 4. Okay? I hope this video helped you. Both this sheet and this sheet will be found in the assignment as well as in the classroom folder under rhythm. Okay? See you later.